If you have a dark colored composite sink, say black, brown, or gray, that looks somewhat chalky or hazy when it's dry, but it looks good when it's wet, or maybe even when you oil it, it looks good for a little while. Supreme Surface has a solution for you. Step 1. You're going to take the Supreme Surface Scum and Mineral Deposit Remover. It says step 1, remove the cap and outfit it with the sprayer that comes with it. Start with a dry sink. Spray the Scum and Mineral Deposit Remover onto the sink in a lucrative fashion. Let it sit for several minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. Agitate it with the sponge that was at the bottom of the box. Rinse it, wipe it dry, give it a minute or two, and inspect it. Repeat that process as many times as necessary until the sink stops changing for better or worse. And it's important to know that if you've ever used oil on your sink of any type in the past, your sink will probably look worse before all 3 steps make it look better. Step 2. Be sure to complete step 1 before doing step 2. Spray it onto a dry sink. Spread it with the sponge. Allow it to sit for several minutes to air dry, 5 or 10 minutes. Or I highly recommend using a hair dryer. I call it the hair dryer hack. So you'll spread it onto the sink. You'll spread it with the sponge in an even fashion. Don't allow any pooling or puddling. If you notice that, just wipe it up with the sponge. And then hold a hair dryer about 12 inches over the top of the sink and blow warm air throughout the sink for about a minute. The solution will dry. When the solution is dry, inspect it and apply more. Repeat this process as many times as necessary until the sink stops getting better. Don't expect a whole lot of result in the first 1 or 2 applications unless your sink is in really good shape. If your sink is in poor condition, and only you know the difference, if your sink looks a lot better wet than it does when it's dry, you have severe superficial damage and you're going to need to do more applications. Don't panic if it's going to take 6, 8, 10. I think the record of anybody I've ever talked to is 13 applications. But if you're using a hair dryer, you should be able to go through all of those applications in a timely manner. And when the sink is thoroughly dry, you can advance. Step 3. You're going to take the bottle, hold it away from the sink by 10 or 12 inches, somewhere around there. Just spritz it all over the sink and wipe it down with a microfiber towel. It's that easy. Use it every day for 7 to 10 days to build the ioSeal up to its maximum level of protection. It's going to make it so future minerals can't really stick to the surface and the level of absorption will be minimized. So don't just use it on your sink. Use it on your quartz or granite countertops as well. If you have questions, feel free to give us a call at 317-865-0000.